And right below me there is my good friend Deb Lamphere. She is the president and founder of the official Country Music Fan Club, not only here in the Northeast, but Nashville, Tennessee as well. And we have a very, 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 one more time, very special guest with us tonight. Her name's Kelly Monrow Dowdle. Now, maybe you've seen her on the big screen because I got a little note here. Because she's done so much, I had to write it down. Billions, Lucifer, American Crime Story, 3 Days Rising, Scandal Made Me Famous. How about Big Mama's House 2? And there's more to that as well. Hey, y'all, I want you to say hi to my new friend. We just met tonight. We're already friends. Kelly Monroe Dowdle. How are you?
Hi, y'all. Thanks for having me. What an intro. My Lord. Can we just record that? And when I'm having a bad day, I'll just play it over and over and over again.
I wouldn't be able to do it again.
Well, luckily, this is being recorded, actually. So
yes,
we can go back and listen to it.
Great.
And we're live on social media right now, everything from Facebook to YouTube and everywhere. We've got a star with us tonight. Like I said, she has quite the acting career behind her, but she got up and left LA and moved to New York. And now you're going to hear her on country radio because she is the reason I drink. And that is the name of the song. Kelly, let's get the backstory about all that first. You were in LA, and why did you get up and move? And let's go through all that.
Yeah. So I was in a long-term relationship, basically from 20 to 30 years old. And I lived on the Central Coast in California in Santa Barbara. And the relationship ended. Mm-hmm. And I decided to move down to LA and kind of re-engage in my dreams and pursuit of acting and just really all things creative. I had a modeling career for like 15 years and stopped that, didn't act, didn't do anything in Santa Barbara, and started dabbling in that again, auditioning. And the first audition that I went on, I ended up booking it. And it was kind of like, I really believe in things happen for a reason. In fact, mm-hmm. the EP that I just recently dropped is called Pronoia, if you guys remember that. But yep. I believe that everything is always happening in our favor and we're moving towards everything that is meant for us. So that was kind of like an indication that I'm on the right track. So I booked that, and that ended up being American Crime Story, and it opened up amazing just doors and mm-hmm. relationships and started connecting the dots. And I will say, though, I'm a Texas girl through and through, and LA was kind of sticky for me. I never really found my tribe. I never found my way. And I was always kind of, to be honest, like very lonely there. And it didn't really resonate. And so I went to Joshua Tree, like 2 years into living in LA. And a friend of mine invited me to go to kind of do this like spiritual retreat. Sure. And I was like, what the hell is a spiritual retreat? I don't know what that is. And sure enough, it ended up being an ayahuasca ceremony. And I did that, and my entire life changed. And I had like these visions of like New York, like the high rises and the skyline and cabs darting by. And 3 weeks later, you guys, I bought a one-way ticket to New York, and I took my dog at the time, and I moved. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Just to do it so quick like that, and you had everything in the palm of your hand there. You are just a great actress, and you were living your dream. But then all of a sudden, you said, "I'm going to New York. I'm out of here." You got the dog, put the dog in a crate, got on a plane, and you headed to New York.
I did. But it was also like I had this deep feeling that I'm going to do everything backwards, because my entire life I've always done everything backwards. Like nothing has ever gone the way, like straight line, like I'm going to do X, Y, and Z and it's going to get me there. It's always been throwing curveballs left, plot twists left and right. And I remember in that deep visualization, it was just like, this feels very not normal. And it feels very, almost like an opposite of like a knee jerk reaction, mm-hmm. but like, this is what you need to do. So like, go. And what's really interesting is like 4 weeks after I moved to New York, I ended up booking Billions. And so it was just like another affirmation. It was like mm-hmm. a constant just reassurance that I'm on the right track. And so I've had a lot of these throughout my life, and I trust them.
It's an intuition. Women's intuition. It really
Women's
works.
intuition. Yes.
Well, maybe it's for the better. You know, you don't have any set way of doing things. You just take it as it comes and you make it work, and it opens up more doors for you.
It does. And I love the saying, like, you know, sometimes you have to do things different to get a different result. And it's so simple. But I feel like when there's like stagnant energy or we're stuck on something, it's like a simple decision, like a micro decision can change the outcome of your entire life. And it's really fun to think about, because sometimes when I'm really stuck, I'm like, okay, like, let me just go back to the basics, which is just trying something different. And that's exactly what I did. And so I gotta dive into the song story, because you're gonna laugh now that
let's go with it. Let's go with it.
Okay. So I was in that long-term relationship, and cut to COVID happens in New York, and the city is shut down. And as you guys know, it was probably the worst place to be in the world.
Yeah.
And I was single and lonely, and like, just, I couldn't even leave my apartment, because I was in Soho, and it was just like total lockdown mode. All the looting and the fires and everything was happening here. So long story short, I had this deep kind of journey one night where I was just like, what am I doing? Like, I moved from LA, acting is like on hold. I have no idea what's going on. I'm alone. I'm sad. I'm like, oh my, feeling sorry for myself. And I had this like deep, again, this like something was like whispering inside of me. And again, I turned to plant-based medicine for help. And I did a little mushroom journey in my living room. And long story short, I had this epiphany, like, you need to be singing. And what's really crazy is I knew like songwriting has always been the core, like a core kind of innate ability of mine, but I've always kind of repressed it because my brother was a musician. So
cool.
That night I went through like a bunch of old journals that I had, and there were just songs. It was like I saw them in a whole new light. It was just like song titles and words of songs that I had never really pieced together and obviously composed into lyrics. And so that happened. I finally like message. I don't know if you guys know Dean Sams of Lone Star.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Know him
So
well. Yes.
Great dude. And he's, obviously been so successful. And I had messaged him on Facebook. Long story short, he said, oh, you were in a music video of ours like 15 years ago, and we were laughing about that. Then that turned into, you should come to Nashville sometime and start doing music. And I was like, I will hold you to that. So literally when the bar lifted from COVID, I flew to Nashville and was in a co-write with him. And it was the first of 3 songs that I ever wrote in my life. And that's kind of how the whole thing opened up for writing songs and singing. Yeah.
Do you play you play the guitar? Do you play the guitar?
I'm working on it. On it.
I just think that's so interesting how, again, you've had this vision, so you knew you had to go for it. But to not really be playing instruments because acting was your profession, and then to be able to write songs, sing songs, be part of, producing your songs, that's just amazing. Knowing that's not really your background.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Well, here's the interesting thing. I also think it's the way that we perceive our own reality, right? Because
that's true.
My brother is this incredible musician. He was like signed with Sony in Australia, and he had this like he could have done whatever he wanted, and he ended up choosing to move back to Austin and start a family, which like I have so much respect for him for that. But the way that I think of it now is all those years I was listening to him learn guitar and playing in his room. And it never occurred to me, like, I was ear training that entire time. And we don't think of life that way, but it's like, wow, like everything was just right there for me. And I was just listening that entire time. So yeah, fundamentally, I didn't learn the piano. I didn't sit at the piano as a child and do that or learn guitar, but I was listening for like 15 years of my life. So
it's like listening to a second language, and you've picked it up.
Yes.
I always relate the music as another language. So that's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's really fun. And so the song title, You're the Reason I Drink, that was straight from a text from my ex.
I kind of figured.
But if I understood, this was in a good way that you were the reason I drank, correct?
Well, so I got the text during a co-write, that same trip that I was with Dean and writing. And all it said was, you're the reason I drink, period. And I was like, wow, like, I'm so offended. And we were close and on good terms, and everything was like, peaceful and amicable. And I looked at both. I was with Marty Dodson. I don't know if you guys know him, but he's an incredible songwriter in Nashville. I looked at Marty and I looked at Dean, and, kind of day one, they knew that I was going to be this sassy little thing coming in to try to tap into music. And I said, oh, hell no. I got this text, and let's turn it into a cheeky kind of, slap in the face song about how you're the reason I drink, not because I'm sad, but because I'm actually so happy that I'm not with you anymore. And I'm celebrating being happy and free and healed and whole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta love that. How many years were you actually acting?
So I started in 2006 or 7.
All right. So 15, 16 years somewhere. And now you've only been singing. What? Go ahead.
Oh, but I also took a huge break. So like for 7 years, I didn't do anything, like no film or TV.
Wow.
Oh, all right. I have to ask, I know you're going to ask a question, but what did you do in between? Because then you jumped right back in and went to music.
So I've had like so many different jobs in my life. Like, it's kind of hilarious. But when I was in Santa Barbara and like doing the married life and all of that, I was in pharmaceutical sales. I always wanted to be a doctor. And so I was like, I'll just do that. Yeah.
You are all over the place.
You are. That's awesome.
I am all over the place. Well, I'm actually not anymore. I'm very clear, and I have like precision in my path now. So
but that is what has made you to be the woman that you are today. Very talented. You've been the actress, took a little time off, did something a little bit different. And now you've only been singing for a couple of years. You've put out a couple of singles, but this is the first one that I've seen being pushed to country radio. And it's really, really good. And for doing it for such a short time, you are already ahead of so many others. Everybody deserves a chance, and there's a lot of great talent, but I mean, bam, you're there already.
Thank you. I'm excited. I mean, I'm just getting started, and I feel like I wanted to start in country music because obviously Nashville opened up that door for me, and my heart is in country. I mean, I grew up in Texas, and that's all I listen to. I mean,
I love it.
I mean, Shania Twain was like my goddess. Like, she was like, if I could have a career like anyone, it would probably be her.
What about somebody like Dolly?
Like Reba and Dolly and all the greats.
Yeah.
So, and I'm branching out. I mean, these are the first 5 songs I've put out, and it's incredible. I think I've got like 160,000 listeners on Spotify, and it's growing. And I'm just like, and I'm doing it all. Like, I'm doing it all on my own. I've no idea what I'm doing.
You are the business.
Yeah.
Many hats.
You're doing all your own social media?
All of it.
Wow. So many independent artists, they actually have a team that does that for them. And a lot of the artists that we talk to, they have, they'll do a little bit of it, but they have a team behind them that'll take care of all that, so they don't have to worry about it. That's amazing, because that's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. I mean, I do have a friend of mine, a woman named Jackie, who's kind of helping me with like getting a little bit of exposure with articles and stuff. But she's like, I can help you. And, because I haven't like technically hired somebody to do anything for me, but she's like, you got to go on and post, and you got to follow up, and you got to tell people about your YouTube page, and you got to get on. And I finally just caved and did the TikTok thing. So I'm trying to learn how to do that. But
you'll get it.
We have to dive into it too at some point.
I mean, it's a whole thing. And it's really interesting though, because I feel like today, and tell me what y'all think about this, but it's like, it's one thing to have a little bit of talent, but it's you really are an entrepreneur lifting your own brand off the ground, but the brand is yourself. And it's so weird. Is
that a little bit, when you say weird, what is it? Like, I can't think, because you are out there you're selling yourself, because you are the product. So you're not selling a tangible, pencil or pen. So when you're doing that, do you think that, well, maybe not now, because you are very well established in what you've been doing, but to sit there and feel a little bit shy, maybe in a way, maybe just in the music part of it, because that's the newer part of you.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. And I've definitely hit I think the creative path for me now is just like out of self-love and like just optimism versus like, I don't really have an attachment to the outcome anymore. So it's this weird balance of like, I'm doing it because it makes me feel really happy to create and express myself. But then you do want to monetize it, and you do want to brand it, and you do want it to be a household name and thing. And I'm like, I finally accepted the fact that that's okay. And that's okay to want that. And so it's kind of like, you got to constantly stay in your heart and your mind when you're creating, but then you have to like take that hat off and then put your entrepreneur hat on.
Right.
And be like, yeah, I am worthy to have this. And like, I'm going to, now I'm going to hit it hard and like go meet people and connect and do everything I need to do. So it's this really fine, delicate dance of like being this creative artist that doesn't have a care in the world, and then also taking complete control of your destiny and like trying to create a path. So it's definitely been this weird fumbly dance that I'm learning for sure.
Well, you're learning it, and you're learning it fast. So
thank you.
And doing a good job with it. Hey, they announced the Oscars today. Do you watch any of that?
I heard. I haven't even seen who got nominated. It's like, it literally happened this morning, right? Like 10 a.m.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, there was one. I'm trying to think of the movie, but it's like I've never heard of it. But it's like nominated.
That happens a lot.
It does happen a lot. I don't know. And I said, when I talked to Kelly, I got to ask her about that. But now I just had a brain fart. I can't frickin' remember what it was.
Are you? Anyways. Well, while you're thinking.
Okay.
It's old age. You're right.
Just have another coffee. Wink, wink.
Yeah. There you go. Are you acting now while you're in New York in between your song production?
I am. Yeah, I am. I'm auditioning every day. Post-COVID, it's been a whole new game with auditioning. We used to have to go into an office and meet the casting director, and now you can throw up a ring light and be anywhere in the world. And exactly.
Do you see it? True. You see it over there? It says there's who is it? Lisa said it's Power of the Dog. I have never heard of that movie before. She commented, Power of the Dog. Had no idea. No idea. Thank you, Lisa, by the way.
I haven't seen that. Lisa, thank you for telling us. Now I'll have to go watch it. Yeah.
It's nominated for so many different things. I'm like, what the hell is that? I freaking don't even know what movie that is. So,
I'm giving myself I'm going to be in that bracket within 5 years. That's my goal.
I can't wait.
Oh, Netflix. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So, but it's cool now because you can audition anywhere, and it's really neat. You can like have a producer session with a producer like via Zoom. It's wild.
How often do you audition? Do you get stuff every day and you get to pick and choose where you want to go and what you want to do? Do you have somebody looking out for you?
Yeah, yes. So I've got an amazing management team in New York. Jeremy Katz and Associates. They're my peeps. They're the best. But they're very attentive, and they curate, kind of what I should be taking and jobs that I should be doing. So they're very specific in what they submit me on, and then you go for it, you audition, and then sometimes you can do 5 in 1 week. Sometimes you get 5 in 2 months. It just kind of depends. And I always laugh with people because I'm like, you guys do understand that this is the only like 0.00001% of people make it. And then on top of that, you're auditioning, let's say like 100 different roles in 1 year, and you're lucky if you get one. Wow. And that's even being groomed to like I have a past, right? I've got a substantial resume, and like that's still, for me, the odds are probably I'm booking 2 to 4 jobs out of 50. Like 5 out of 50, let's say.
Oh, that's actually pretty good.
I think so.
Yeah. No, that sounds pretty good. When you were just given the percentage of, how few really make it. I mean, doing that seems pretty good. And hopefully they're good paying gigs too, because obviously you're just like anybody else. You got bills to pay and people to take care of, and so on and so forth. So.
Oh, totally. Yeah. And then you could go 2 years without working, and then all of a sudden be a series regular on a roll, on a recurring TV show, or, so it's really interesting. But imagine in any other career that you go into 100 interviews and you maybe get one. Like, it's just the most asinine. It's the weirdest ass backwards career path ever.
I relate it to sales.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's almost like voiceover. I do a lot of voiceover work, and it's we can audition for thousands of different projects, but chances of getting picked because there's so many doing it. It's so little.
It's
like
so little. Yeah,
so
voiceovers
little.
are like the hardest ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love
You have
doing
a great voice, Skip, actually. Now that I mean, obviously you do. 'Cause you're a
Well, thank you, Kelly.
He's the radio guy.
No, I don't know.
The radio
Well,
guy.
thank you very much. Coming from you, that means a lot. But I never look at it that way. It's just what we do.
You're like, I'm just naturally just this awesome. This is just who I am.
No, that's not it at all. No, but not at all. Do you, when you cut the video for the song, you're the reason I drink. Being an actress, did it make it easier for you to cut the video? If you know what I mean? Like, so okay, I know what I'm doing. You don't have to tell me anything. This is good. This is what I want.
Yes. And I promised myself when I started this that I would do a video for every song, because it's also just another way for me to express myself creatively. And so my friend Lons, who's actually she used to be an amazing musician. She like toured with Snoop Dogg, and like she's
cool.
A total badass. She started directing and she has a creative agency. So I played her the song and she's like, yeah, let's create a story. And so we created this really cool story together, co-produced it. And it's really fun. That's like my favorite part. It's like one thing to write the lyrics and create the song, but like then to channel it into a story and put that out is like, it's my favorite.
Are you going to hit Nashville in a couple of weeks?
I am.
Good. We'll look forward to Deb and I will be there, probably doing the same thing. So
I'd love to see y'all.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that offline. We'll find out some dates and see if they match up. That would be
a lot of fun. What's your, when you do sit down to write, what's your process like? Do you think of the melody first? Do you think of the lyric first? How does all that come to you?
Interesting question. The girl that is producing me, Sinclair, she's amazing. And she's kind of the pro at melodies. And so my things drop into my brain. Like I'll be on the train, like I'll be on the subway, or I'll be in the car, and something like a one-liner will just drop in, and like I become obsessed with it, and it like won't leave my brain all day long. And so then I'll just get on my phone and my notes and just start writing and writing and writing. So what I normally do is I'll collect probably 5 to 15 notes of just things that my brain has been firing, and I'll write and elaborate on them. And then I'll get together with Sinclair when I go to Nashville, and I'll just like kind of read off different titles or categories of where my brain was at. And she'll just start like picking up the guitar, and we'll just kind of start playing around with it. And then within 30 minutes, we have a song.
I love that.
Yeah, it's almost happened every time. We have this amazing synergy together. She really understands me as an artist, for sure.
That's perfect. And I think Deb and I, we have heard from so many different artists that the songs that they write in a short period of time become very successful. And it's the other ones that they work on. It's like, oh, I just couldn't think right. It takes a couple of days or whatever. It's like, this sucks. This isn't gonna work.
Exactly. Why do you think that is? I wonder what that is.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird though.
They just get whipped off so quick, but we have heard 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and 30 minutes. It's like, how I can't even think that quickly sometimes. And you're writing songs and already in your mind producing a video.
I do an afternoon radio show, and I can't think of something to say when it's only 2 lines.
Right.
Like I have to. All right. Well, how am I going to be creative here? Oh man, like today, it sucked. I just couldn't think. I'm sure you've had those as well. So. Oh
well, of course, but I will tell you, I can fire up some content pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really quick.
It is
like really quick. Like let's go right now.
Okay, go ahead.
When was the last time that you cried?
Oh my God. I want to say maybe when my mom died.
Oh, when was that?
2 years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. I think I may, all right, maybe I've cried alone. I think I have, thinking. Sometimes you really start thinking about things, and sometimes you wonder why somebody has said something, or am I really that bad of a person, or am I not succeeding in what I want to do in life? And you think about those things. Sometimes you get so wrapped up in your own thoughts, and then you just start to cry.
Yes.
Yeah. But I'm trying to think. That has happened to me, but yeah, probably.
So
not all that long ago.
And I want to hear your answer as well. So tell me your answer, and then we'll.
This now skip those. I don't know. You know Chris Stapleton's music, country artist Chris Stapleton.
Love him.
So he has this song, the dog song, Maggie.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about a dog that he found somewhere, and I don't know, in a parking lot now, I can't remember. And he talks about this whole dog's life and what it's done for them and all this. And then the dog, you know, at the end is, you know, the dog dies and he's got to say goodbye. And every time I hear that damn song, I am crying. Well, and I've heard it tons of times, and it just really hits me. And I think it's just the whole emotion of that is what we all go through, because animals are such a part of our life. And even though we have a lot of close people in our life, those animals are just, it's a different love. And when they pass, it's
like my dog Skip. Remember that movie?
Oh, wait, you have a dog named Skip?
No. There was a movie, My Dog Skip.
Oh, got it. I was like, that's amazing.
Died
you named the dog after you.
No, we have two dogs and they're not named after me. So thank goodness.
I love it. Well, this is why I asked this question, because it's such the human experience, right? And so it's like, even about dogs, like dogs give us permission to love in a different way than we allow ourselves to. And just hearing your stories, it's like, even those two stories alone, like I could take that and write a song with it. Just the things that you guys said. So it's just interesting.
It gave you some thought process to go with. So that is very amazing.
Yeah.
Well, when was the last time you cried?
The last time I cried, it was actually a week ago. And I was just kind of in this moment of thinking about how lovely my life, like the life I've created is, but also the mourning of like letting go of what was. And I started dating this new guy, and he's really lovely, and he's an incredible man. And we were kind of talking about how like things happen in life to bring you to where you are, right? Whether it's like divorce or whatever. And as beautiful as that is, you're still allowed to like feel really sad about what you're maybe have left behind, because not everyone is supposed to come with us, you know?
Right. And
I think I was in one of those moods where I was just like appreciating where I was at, but it's also okay to be really sad about what you maybe left.
And there's a song, right? My New Life. But there you go. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. That's deep.
Just blew my mind.
I love that though, because a lot of times it's, you know, there's a lot of surface talk, and nothing wrong with that, but not a lot of people like to let go on how they really feel with certain things or come up with certain things. And I just love that.
Yeah. Gary made a comment. It's like that with me too. Tim McGraw's Don't Take the Girl.
Yes. Oh God, that song. I grew up on that song. It makes me cry every time.
Yeah.
Every time. But see, this is the kind of artist I want to be. It's like, you know, I want to sing about the human experience, right? Because it's the thing that gets us through. I mean, to have the song if one of my songs could be on the radio that someone is, you know, pregnant, dancing with their unborn child to, or they're on a road trip with the love of their life, or they're saying goodbye to a loved one that's passing, or like just to be a part of everyone's story in that way is like my deepest cherish like dream. I would love that. And this is the hope, is that I can sing about like real shit, you know?
Yeah. Well, you know, it is real shit. It's real good shit, if you want to put it that way, because it's this is country music. This is where we're touching the hearts, and we're singing about real life experiences and our emotions and our feelings and just getting by every day in life. You put all that to a song, chances are it's going to be heard. And if you can, like I said, touch the hearts of somebody listening, man, they're just going to want it more. And you're right on, Kelly. I mean, just from somebody that's been doing radio a long time, those songs that come out, for example, Don't Take the Girl. I mean, how long ago did that come out? And still to this very day, it touches the hearts of so many. It's amazing.
So many.
Amazing.
Yeah. I just got chills when you said that song title again. And it's been out like what, 30 plus years? Like,
yeah, exactly. That's my point. And it will never get old, because everybody, or almost everybody, can relate to that. One way or another, there's that connection. And if you can connect, bam, got yourself a hit. And the way you're looking into things, and like what we just did talking about the crying thing and all that, you're right. That's emotion. That's feeling. That's real. That's human. And that's Don't Take the Girl.
And we also like all need, music is the greatest connector of like, it's the thing that gets us through all the things. You know, and like without it, like what the hell would I do? Like, I don't even know. Music has like saved me in so many moments.
This is amazing. Just freaking talking to you is amazing. Do you think will you get back together with Dean and maybe do some more songwriting or?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, I love Dean. Dean's a dear friend of mine, and I hope to write with Marty again too.
Nice.
There's a few people in Nashville that I'm really eager to write with. And kind of all over. So I'm just kind of branching out now. I think I kind of had to establish, make my little mark. And so now I think people are a little bit more receptive to writing with me, but it's like any other business. You gotta kind of like,
What do you mean make your mark? Do you think people look at you as a badass and they're afraid to sit with you and write? Or
I mean, I hope so. No,
no, and that's not here again. That's not a bad thing.
I just think, especially in Nashville, it's like I have so much respect for artists in Nashville because you really gotta really dig your heels in and move there and create your space and claim your seat. And it's a very tight knit group of, the community is super tight and they really make you work for it there, So it's a little intimidating to drop into Nashville because you're like, hi, I don't really know how to play the guitar, and I'm just an actress.
Yeah, but you can go. I've been in 30 movies. Hello, what can I do for you? I don't know.
But it is interesting because after I've done a few writing circles now, I think people are like, all right, like you
know what you're doing.
Good.
Yeah, you know it.
Yeah.
So
what in life could you do without?
What in life could I do without?
Yeah.
I mean, worrying about finances.
Bingo.
I think everyone worries about that. And I was just thinking about it today, how silly it is. Because like, I don't long for anything in my life right now. And I've got a great career. Things are going well. And yet I still go back to this place of like, am I going to have enough? Am I going to be okay? How am I going to take care of my family? And so I can definitely do without that. I don't even want to do it anymore. Like, I don't want to worry about the future anymore, especially money. It's so stupid.
It is.
Do you guys worry about that, or is that just
no? Me? Here's my thought on that, Kelly.
Yeah,
is one way we'll get by. It doesn't matter. Somehow you will get by. You will make it work. You will do your own thing and make it work. Doesn't matter if you got millions in the bank or you've got a couple hundred. You will make it work. You will be able to get by. And don't be afraid to ask for help. That's the way I look at it. It's like nobody's going to, especially at my age, I'm close to retirement, believe it or not. And I'm just like,
he doesn't look it, does he?
Seriously. And I don't have millions in the bank. I mean, I'm okay, but I'm not worried about it because, I'm going to be okay. I can get by.
I love that. That's such a good reminder. And the thing is, like, again, it is a mentality, right? Because you could have millions in the bank and still feel like you're never going to have enough. And I think that's when we have to like really take a step back and go like, just for today, like I'm okay. Like you said, Skip, you're gonna always be okay. You're gonna always figure it out.
I ride a bike to work every day. No,
I love that. I love that. I want to know y'all's answer. What could you do without?
What could I do without? Oh, I love this. I love it when the guest throws questions back. What could I do without? All the bullshit in life. All the people that, I mean, why do we all have to be so critical of each other? That's what's going on now. Why? I could do without that. It's just, I think that's what stresses me out more than anything is just all the bullshit that's going on in the world and all that. I could do without it. I just want to live. Leave me alone. I'm fine. Don't tell me if you want me to listen to you, that's fine, but don't push your opinions on me. Don't make me think a different way. Don't, I've got my own beliefs. I keep them, you know what? It's fine though. And, I don't care who you believe in, what you do. That's fine. But don't push it on me. That's all. I could do without that.
Good for you.
Did that make sense?
That was well said.
What's yours?
I just think negativity, really.
Yeah.
Just negativity in general. It's, there's just too much going on where you just have to sit back and say, you know what? It is what it is. Let's just move forward, because things happen and things are going to happen on a day. I mean, I have 4 kids. I run like 4 businesses, and I just do all sorts of stuff. And your head would spin if you heard some of the stories that come across my table. And I just have to be like, well, it'll work out. We'll just figure out how to solve the problem. I'm not going to worry about with this person and that person. We just have to.
You know what really helps us, though? What really helps us get through the everyday grind and all the bullshit that's going on in the world is people like you, Kelly, that put out the music that we can listen to. And then it kind of takes us away from everything else. And when I hear a song, I go, is that about me? That's
I love it.
Not you're the reason I drink, but
Well, I mean,
no, maybe it is. I don't know.
Maybe it is, Skip. Maybe it is. No, I love hearing you say that. I think it's so important. It's so motivating for me as this really stepping into my artistry and like giving myself permission to be super creative. It's so inspiring to just hear people really be taken with country music and with what that means in their life. And it just inspires me. Like, I want to go make so much more of it now. And like, just I don't know, touch someone's heart. It makes me so happy.
You're gonna do it. You're already doing it. I mean, everything you've done in your past, being an actress and a very good one at that, to putting out great music now, and you've only been doing it a couple of years, as I said minutes ago. You're already doing it. You have what you want right here in your hand, and it's great. Now use it and move forward with it, because I mean, you can go forever, which is awesome.
Do you want to stay in New York, or do you have to be in New York for your career? Because I'm thinking you can go anywhere, right?
Yeah, no, I don't have to be here at all. I love New York. It's a really special place. Super.
It's downstate, by the way. It's downstate.
Yeah, downstate, exactly.
I'm from Long Island originally, so I grew up all through New York and stuff. So
yeah, so you know how it is. It's a really special place, and it's hard to leave, but I also understand when people leave New York. I feel like it's interesting being in New York, because I feel it's like to have this like kind of like Texas energy here, and like this like Southern energy, but then to be completely out of your element and like be in New York. I really like that kind of the dichotomy of those two worlds coexisting is kind of cool, like how opposite. So I think it pulls out a lot of creative juice for me. But no, I've considered moving back to Austin or Nashville or somewhere like that. But I'm very open. I'm just going to keep listening and trusting my gut, and like knowing that, I'm going to be exactly where I need to be at the right time, and everything's going to kind of work out.
Did you say Austin was home in Texas? Was it Austin?
Texas,
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful down there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I'm from.
How often do you get back home?
I go back like once a month.
Wow.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've got my niece and nephew are there, and they're like the love of my life. So, I don't have my own kids yet, so they're like my little babies. So I got to go.
Sometimes
I give myself like 4 to 6 weeks without like letting any time go by. So
they must be so proud of Aunt Kelly.
They are. They are. They actually call me Aunt Dolly. It's a whole.
Oh, Aunt Dolly! I love it. I love it. And why do they call you Aunt Dolly?
It was just my nickname growing up. Yeah. Like I think. I mean, I would like to think it's because of Dolly Parton, but obviously, my mom told me that was just her little name for me, like her little Dolly. So.
Aww.
Yeah.
I love it. If you could, we know you've only been actually doing this a couple of years, but if you could collaborate with somebody right now, who would that be?
Right now, I mean, I gotta say, I just said her name, but I would love to do a co-write with Dolly Parton. I mean, it would be dreamy.
Can you just imagine what would come of that? That for you would have to be like, wow.
Oh my God! Can you imagine?
She probably would do it. All you have to probably do is Facebook Messenger. Hey, Dolly, I just got finished writing a few songs with these other folks. I'd like to work with you next. She'll probably come right back and say,
she
sure,
probably
honey.
would. God, she's just the best.
God, that's so awesome.
Yeah, she's just the best. I also think it'd be really fun to do I'd love to work with like Kanye West or like
Oh,
Snoop
yeah.
Dogg or like do some just like gangster hip hop collaboration, and just like
I
people
love
would be
Snoop
like,
Dogg.
what is she doing? What is happening?
I see there's a commercial out there with Snoop Dogg on the beach and he's pulling a beer out of the cooler. And every time I look at it, I go, I wonder how old Snoop Dogg is now, because he's still got the long hair and but he's Snoop Dogg. It's so cool.
He's
And
the coolest.
he is. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's
Absolutely.
the coolest.
That's pretty neat. Pretty darn cool. So what's next for Kelly? I mean, obviously, okay, I don't know if there's a what's next because you're in the middle of doing stuff now, but and that's not going to end anytime soon.
This is what's going to happen. I'm going to come to Nashville in a couple of weeks and see you guys.
Can't wait.
And I'm going to drop another single probably the beginning of March.
Beautiful.
And this one I wrote with Kevin Griffin from Better Than Ezra.
Yes.
And he's a badass. And it's going to be...
Well, there's two badasses that are writing together now.
Two.
And
actually, and Sinclair co-wrote that with us as well. So, and she's my producer. And you guys have to meet Sinclair. She's so great. So my plan is to drop a single every month. And
wow.
I've got 8, you guys.
Nice.
You got 8 already to drop.
I've got 8 already.
They're like they're all produced and
they're pretty
everything?
damn close.
Wow.
Yeah. So
You
by the
have
end
been
of this
working a
year,
lot.
I'll have I'm going to drop singles towards an LP, and then hopefully at the beginning of the year, have a full LP and keep going. Yeah.
Where do you find the time? That's crazy. I mean, with everything you got going.
I don't know.
Well, she doesn't sleep, obviously.
I don't know. It's so weird. I think it's just, I got the best advice. A good friend of mine, I don't know if you guys know the rapper Q-Tip from Tribe Called Quest.
I do not know. No.
But he's an extraordinary musician, and he's super cool. And like a year ago when I first started this, I was really stressed out, and I called him and I said, I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't know how I'm going to do this. And he said, KD, all you got to do is stay in the pocket. All you got to do is stay in the pocket. And he was like, don't come crying to me until you have 100 songs. And if one of those songs doesn't do something, then you can come cry to me. But all you got to do is stay in the pocket and keep creating. And I don't want to hear a word until you've got 100 songs in your catalog.
Love it. Well, he's right.
Yeah, that's been my fuel. I'm just like, it's a numbers game,
That relates to what you were just talking to us about with your auditions. You
Yes.
might audition for 100 or so parts and come back with 1 or 2. So it's the same in the music world. It's just the law of numbers. But yeah, that's very, very good advice.
And it's also like, don't you guys agree? It's like such an old school principle in the music industry. I feel like that people forget, like all these new, like up and coming artists, and which I have so much respect for, but these like millennials and even younger than that, it's like they start crying after their single doesn't do well. And I'm like,
I know.
There's such an old school mentality to the music business. It's like, girl, you gotta do 50, 100 songs before you can cry. Like,
see, they want instant success, and that's not going to happen.
Exactly. And also, even if you do have a one-hit wonder, it's like my dream in the music industry is to have like a really long, thriving, career. And so that's going to require a lot of kind of songs that don't do so great, and a lot of ones that I'm just gonna have to get under my belt until one hits,
Oh, by the way, Gary chimed in, who's one of our viewers, says Snoop Dogg is 50. So
wow,
50.
He doesn't look 50, I have to say.
Damn. Yeah,
I don't know. That's younger
than
me.
So fun to work with.
So that is so awesome. You modeled for quite a while too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, it's funny. My mom always shares this story, but long story short, when I was like 15, or I was 14, I got discovered by this woman named Nancy Campbell, and she got me on the path or whatever, and started doing a bunch of gigs. And in the first 3 months of modeling, I looked at my mom and I said, I want to be in 17 magazine. Like, that's going to be my goal. And my mom was like, okay, honey, like, sure, And like 3 months later, I was in 17 magazine. And
See, there's that women's intuition. It started way back when.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. She's like, you've always been a stubborn, just whatever if someone says you can't do something, you're going to do it tenfold. So
that's right.
Do you still model at all on top of acting and writing songs and songwriting and everything else that you do? Lifeguarding?
Yeah, so
I
actually
have no idea.
I fit model in the city. That's how I make
I gotcha.
a big chunk of my change when I'm not creating. And it's allowed me to have a great little life in New York. Yeah.
Good.
What do you call it? Fit model?
It's called fit modeling. No one really knows what it is. It's kind of funny. But I work for companies like Victoria's Secret and American Eagle and all the kind of bigger companies. And they basically just like cross-check the clothes on me to make sure that they fit well. It's really that simple.
Oh, that's
Try these on. We want to see what they look like on a woman. Try this on. Try this on.
I heard that.
It's not your color. Never mind.
A long time ago that job type existed, but I never, like you said, it's just not something that's talked about.
Yeah,
So,
it's really funny. And,
That's
of
great.
course, like all my guy friends are like, wait, so you try on panties and bras all day long? I'm like, exactly. Exactly what I do.
get their imagination going.
Exactly. I'm like, whatever. Just whatever
Yeah, I don't know.
story you have to tell yourself.
Does anybody even wear underwear anymore? I have no idea. Never mind. So anyways,
Do you
That's
have
another
something you want
podcast.
to tell us?
well, like I said, you only see me from, I'm just saying. I do. I come home from work, man. I'm in my boxers. I'm ready. I got a t-shirt on and I'm comfortable. I got.
You know
my
what? We've been
slippers on.
through enough.
I'm
I
good.
think during
Yeah.
COVID, I think you're totally allowed to sit in your underwear and do your podcast.
It's life, baby. That's all I'm telling you right
we've been
now.
through
It's
enough,
life.
people.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody's yelling at me. My son kind of laughs at me and slams the door, and that's about it. So, hey, so I know you also love to work out. Correct. On top of
Yes.
everything else. Man, seriously, you must be up like 23 out of 24 hours a day, just with everything that you're doing.
No, I swear I'm not. I sleep a lot.
Well, good.
I'm
But
jealous.
I don't know how you do it. Yeah,
I'm jealous.
too.
I have an Aura ring too, and it tracks your sleep.
Oh wow. Yeah. My wife wears she's got the watch, and so she wakes up and I had 4 hours of a deep sleep, had 10 minutes of a restless time. I had, it's like, man, I really don't care. All right. All I know is you were snoring half the
You
night.
do
That's all I
care.
know.
You do
I
care.
do. Yes, I do. Kelly, you're absolutely right. But I was reading an article, I think it was Guitar Magazine or one of those. And I opened it up because it was an article about you. And there you are sitting with a guitar across your legs. And you were like in a bikini. And I went, damn, where did she get those at? I'm the muscles. And girl, I got to tell you, I'm going, you know how many people would love to have that body right there? The muscles. So
Well, thank you.
very nice. And I
I
know.
eat a lot of pizza, and I love bread and butter. So I do.
You really stink.
Yeah, we really
Not
hate
fair.
you right now. My doctor told me to lay off the pizza, lay off the chicken wings, lay off anything white like the bread and stuff. So no, seriously though. I mean, really. So tell us about how you got that. How you work out every day or every other day, or do you lift? What do you do?
No, I don't lift. I do hot yoga. I love yoga.
Oh, yeah.
But honestly, I haven't worked out in I haven't worked
Really?
out in a hot minute. Like I don't really go consistently anymore. I really I don't know. I just eat when I'm hungry and I enjoy life.
You take
I
care of
actually have
yourself.
my guy is here, and I have truffle French fries waiting for me in the living room.
So we should let you go.
No. When I'm done, they will be right there for me.
Deb, I think that was our hint. Like, I'm hungry. And
Wait
we
a
need to
second.
go.
She's close enough. We can hop in the car and be down there and join them for a snack in just about
Yeah,
4
exactly.
hours.
Be there in a few hours.
You can come to my home anytime. I will make truffle French fries for y'all anytime.
That's so
Well,
funny.
that's awesome. Oh my God, they sound so good. They
So
sound
good, right? They're my favorite.
Really,
They're my
they
favorite.
sound so good. Kelly, we won't keep you much longer. This has been awesome having this conversation with you and finding out more about you and what you have done. I know you've put a lot of smiles on a lot of faces through your acting career, now your singing career. everything that you do. I mean, it's like I said before, you've got it. You've done the right thing ever since you started modeling at the age of 15 and then 17 magazine all the way up through to what you're doing today. Just phenomenal. You're
Thanks,
one.
Skip. That means a
You
lot to me.
are
Thank you.
one. I'm going to say this. You are one badass woman. Let me tell you. And that's what I love it. I love it. I know. Actually, man, this is great. This is really great.
Thank you. That really means a lot to me. I appreciate you just, I don't know, wanting me to come on and get to know me.
Yeah, you know what's going to happen, Deb? We're going to get off, and she's going to go to her significant other or whoever's got the truffles there for you. Go, you know what that asshole just called me? A badass. I'm not a badass.
No, I'm going to be like, you know what he just called me? He just called me a badass. I love that.
There you go. I will definitely have to watch some of your acting roles now. And what's great, though, is you're so down to earth because, and I guess that's one of the things I love about the fact that I hadn't seen any of the movies yet, because I don't have this kind of prejudgment or anything about you, and meeting you and talking to you and seeing how real life you are and how compassionate you are and all that. I just think you've got
Thank you. That's so
you've
sweet.
got some awesome traits. So we're looking forward to more of your work.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Absolutely. And Kelly, if somebody wants to get a hold of your music, hear it a little bit more, I know here on The Wolf, we're going to be playing your single in Syracuse rather quickly. I know I have great friends at Grassroots. You got a great team behind you with that. Love them to death. I know a lot of those people very, very, very well. So
you've been awesome to me.
Yeah. And I will tell you, and I work with a lot of different promoters and people that are pushing the music, and Grassroots is definitely up there. They definitely do a great job. They know what they're doing. They're run by musicians when you think about it, or they've got that connection. It's not just anybody, saying, okay, I'm going to work for this woman and push her single to radio. Well, they know what they're doing. They've been down that road as a musician. So
good.
That's really cool. Yeah.
I'm clearly in good hands, and I'm.
Oh, you are. You are.
And thank y'all for just wanting to get to know me and asking questions and having me on. It's really, truly an honor. Thank you.
Now I'm going to be hanging out outside the Omni Hotel in Nashville with my binoculars going, where is she? Is she here yet? Come on.
I'll be there.
She was coming.
I'll be there.
Where's that badass woman? No, I'm just kidding. No, we look forward to, all kidding aside, we definitely look forward to meeting you and just saying hello. And this has been a pleasure having you on tonight. I urge our viewers and our listeners to check out the music. It's Kelly Monroe. You may know her as Kelly Monrow Dowdle. That's her name as an actress. Well, that's her name. And you're using the middle name for the music side of things. So.
That's right. Yeah. So Spotify and Apple Music is Kelly Monroe. And
excellent. Excellent.
Is Monroe a family name by any chance?
Yeah, it is. It's my grandmother's middle name.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
very pretty.
That is wonderful. Absolutely. Kelly, you're awesome. Your truffles are getting cold. Time to take your badass self out into that other room and enjoy your evening. Thanks for joining us here tonight on Skip Happens.
Thanks for having me on.
Peace out, everybody. Have a great night. Oh, by the way, make sure you subscribe. Skip Happens on YouTube. And also, Deb, your links.
The official country music fan club at Facebook and Instagram. We will promote your music as it comes out. Hopefully we can catch when your music is released, because we love doing New Music Fridays.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'll let you guys, I'll email, I'll connect, and I'll let you know when.
Yeah, I have your email.
Hang on for just a second after we sign off.
Okay. Good night, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Skip Happens, along with Kelly Monroe Dowdle.